that's joining us right now. He has he's written a book,
Mm-hmm.
and he's one of the owners and co-founders of Touchdown Alabama. Of course, we're going to talk about that.
A little bit.
Yeah, we're going
Got
to talk about that. But right now, we have joining us in studio, sitting right next to me, the author of the JBA legend, Brandon Williams. How you doing, Brandon? Welcome to the show.
JBA League. Yep.
League. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Doing well. Glad to be back. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Glad to have you back. So, talk to me about the JBA League and tell me what made you want to write the book.
Great question. I know last time I was here, I was just coming off of our first season, first really and only season, honestly. And one of the things that LeVar used to always say is that I'm trying to get a league, 8 teams, 64 players. All of them have a story, and that's true. All of them had a story, but so does myself and all the other people who helped kind of put it all together.
Right.
And being that we weren't able to kind of continue on with the league and get another season going. Outside of we took a group of players overseas. We had like a spinoff USA tour or whatever, or international tour, but we never had an opportunity to have like another season. COVID also kind of derailed some of that as well. They had some internal struggles with the Ball family with one of their directors, but I wanted to bring all the hard work and everything that we did back to the forefront. There was a lot that went into just kind of getting the league off the ground. And, it's always been very passionate for me. It's a huge part of my life. And, some of the stuff that we did, I mean, we helped change, the fabric of what you look at with professional basketball, especially when it comes to having an alternative route to the NCAA. You look at what the G League is doing now.
Sure.
You look at what Overtime Elite is doing. It's essentially a lot of the same things that we implemented and tried to implement, and you're seeing the successes that both of them are having, especially like Overtime Elite.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to make sure that all the hard work that we did not go in vain, and just be able to tell a story.
We talked again, Brandon Williams, who is the author of the JBA League. Now, the JBA that was pretty much started by the Balls, or how,
yes.
Yeah. So give us a quick little background on that.
On them, or just how I got involved with it?
Both.
Okay. Well, for those who don't know or may have forgotten, LeVar Ball, he's the father of 3 basketball prodigies. Lonzo Ball, who was the second overall pick in the 2017 draft, went to the Lakers. LeAngelo Ball, he's the middle child. He was playing with the Greensboro Swarm the past 2 seasons. And then probably the most famous of all of them is the youngest one, LaMelo Ball, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets. Just signed a 5-year, $260 million extension.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I got
Very
both of my
nice.
boys playing basketball right now. So.
I know you're right. That's probably smart.
Yes, and both of them, the 2 younger ones, played in our league. LaMelo from the start, he was our marquee player. We pretty much tried to market him as our biggest draw. And so he came out 6 years ago. Just took the media by storm. Really loud. Grandiose, all the adjectives that you want to name, and just really spoke everything he said. And I'm gonna do this, and it came into fruition. He said I'm gonna have a clothing line and a signature shoe for my sons. He did that. He said I'm gonna create a basketball league, and he did that. And I was just very drawn towards him with all the things that he said he wanted to do with Black empowerment. Like I was like screaming to the top of my lungs, like, yes, this is exactly what we need.
So how did you get involved with them?
Yeah, so I had my own like sports blog site that I had, and like I was just so compelled and moved and drawn towards everything he was saying. Like I was saying all this stuff on Facebook, and I talk about this in the book. I was saying all this stuff on Facebook, just like, man, we should be behind this, and what y'all doing? Why y'all not supporting? Like just screaming to the top of my lungs.
Yes.
It felt like. So my sister, she was like, Brandon, why don't you put this on your blog? Because I used to have one back in the day. I was like, you know what? I should probably just do that. So I like revamped my whole site just made it basically about like the Ball family information. Because at that point, if y'all remember, they were getting a lot of negative publicity.
Oh, especially Dad. Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of give like the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? So You know, whatever they did, I try to like highlight, you know, this is what they're doing. This is, you know, what I think is good about it or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, they kind of took a liking to it. You know, LeVar, you know, I would tweet a bunch of stuff. He started like reading my tweets. And they had a reality show at the time as well. And the camera like caught him like, you know, going through my timeline.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So like their Facebook producer like reached out to me and said, hey, LeVar was reading your stuff on, and we caught it on camera. Is it okay if we use it? I'm like, yeah, of course. And then the JBA was starting, and they had like tryouts all over the country. And the closest I can get to was Atlanta. And I was just telling my wife, I said, I feel like I need to be there. Because I'd already spoke to the guy, Allen, who was his right-hand man at the time.
Sure.
And, you know, he knew who I was, but he had 1,000 things going on, so he never followed up with me. So I was like, man, I think I just need to go. So I just, on step of faith, and just drove down to Atlanta and just showed up with no invite to the tryout.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, I introduced myself in person, and we just kind of kept on talking.
But he knew you were because of the blog.
Yes,
Yeah, that's cool.
So LeVar wasn't there, but Allen, Lonzo happened to be there as well, and some of the other guys within the Big Baller Brand camp. And they saw me out there working the tryout, and, you know, he asked me if I wanted to go out with lunch with them, and the rest is history.
Okay, that's what's up.
Phenomenal story.
Yeah, that is, man.
I love the story. So one of the questions I always like to kind of dig into, especially when you're talking with, you know, talking about the Balls who've had so much attention during this period of time and so much publicity, some a lot negative, some positive, and then, you know, but just staying the course, and everything he said he was going to do, he actually did. What's probably, if you had to kind of reflect now on this experience with them, that you can look back on and say, I am completely surprised. That's really how it was versus what I was thinking.
Honestly, not really a whole lot. And I have this conversation with, you know, some people that ask me similar questions about that. You know, kind of like what I mentioned, everything that he said that he was going to do or wanted to do, like, he found a way to make it happen. Whether it was successful or not, that's to be determined.
Yeah, right.
You know, if he said, I want all my boys to go to the league, well, depending on how you define the league, pretty much all three of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, and then the whole thing with the clothing line and the signature shoes, I mean, who was doing that at the time? Nobody. Now you're seeing some people, like, they're trying to, bypass Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and go to Anta, or, you know, create little co-branding deals with, you know, smaller shoe companies, you know, so they can get more of the like, you see what Kyrie Irving's doing now. Like, Nike said, "Nah, we good. You know, you can stay over there."
Right.
He said, "Okay, well, fine. I'm gonna go to, I think it's Anta now," and, you know, he's got, you know, some ownership within his brand now with them, or his shoe with them. So all of that, I feel, was birthed from a lot of stuff that he kind of put out there. So I mean, nothing really surprised me with him, just because he just one of those people that say, hey, you know, it may not work, or it may work, but I'm still gonna try it. I'm still gonna try to do it.
And we talked to Brandon Williams, who is the author of the JBA League, a league of our own, talking about the LeVar Ball and the whole family and the infrastructure. Real quick question though. So what is going on with him now? What is he doing? What are they involved with right now?
He looks like he's just living life.
Okay.
You know, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but you know, just from following him and you know, talking to some of the people that are still close to the camp, I mean, they're still pushing the Big Baller brand. He was all over the country, all over the world now, like just like doing little events. Yeah. I think they were just in like Dubai or something like that a few weeks or so ago, or a month or so ago. So I mean, they're all over. He's still making appearances. You know, still, you know, if you put a microphone, he's still gonna be the same person.
Was he consulted about this book, or his book was just about your experience with them?
I did reach out about a year ago, actually over a year ago, and to let him know that I was going to write one.
Okay.
And I would like for him to try to, you know, be a part of it in some kind of way. You know, the message that was given back to me is he just has so much stuff going on that he couldn't. But I was going to write it regardless whether or not he had involvement or not, because it wasn't necessarily about him. It was about our story.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been great to have, you know, maybe a quote or something. But
that's a good story with somebody out there just trying to figure out what they want to do, and you took the leap of faith and it turned into something. How can people tell people how they can get the book, man?
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways. You can go to my site, BrandonWilliamsAuthor.com. I think that's the site you have.
Yeah, right.
And that's where it'll come straight to me, and I can get you like a signed copy of the book, or you can go to Amazon, and if you have Prime, then it might show up the next day.
Yeah, I got Prime, so.
Or you can also go to Amazon and get the ebook version if you're one of those that like to read it on your phone or something like that, Kindle. So those are the three different ways, but the three different versions kind of that you can buy the book and support.
Yeah, man, I know you got a couple of Touchdown Alabama questions regarding
absolutely.
Tuscaloosa.
But I'm gonna get one of these shirts though. Said we did it first.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get me one of them T-shirts. Said we did it first.
Well, actually, no way. We need one of those too.
Yeah, exactly right. We did it first.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say that. So, Touchdown Alabama.
Yes, sir.
It's early in the season.
Yeah.
People saying we done. We gone.
Georgia. It's all about Georgia.
It's all about Georgia.
Yeah.
We be lucky we come in third in a division of 3. We lucky. Dead and buried. Gone. Nick Saban is over the hill.
Yeah,
Washed up.
I heard that.
All of it.
Yeah.
What's the real story?
Well, that's a really good question. Our team was at SEC Media Days in Nashville this year. They moved it from
First time in Nashville too, right? Yeah.
I guess they got tired of hooping.
Yeah, I guess they did.
Told you we don't need California.
Here's the real deal. All right, so the issue, in my opinion, and you hear from a lot of the fans, the culture was a little bit different. No offense to Pete Golden, no offense to Bill O'Brien. They weren't a part, or they did not fit the mold of what the Alabama culture was.
Talk to him now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn this man mic up.
Pete Golden, phenomenal recruiter.
Yeah.
X's and O's. Nick Saban loves people who have that type of intelligence. However, being able to get the players to follow him and follow what the Alabama standard is, that's another tail of the tape. And y'all know how that is.
Did you hear that? H.I., the Alabama standard. Did you hear that?
You hear what this man is saying?
Yeah, I heard that.
So
where's Pam?
I know Pam's out today. She should be here today. Yeah.
And then with Bill O'Brien, Bill O'Brien is a head coach.
Yes.
Not to say that he can't be a coordinator, but he belongs in the NFL.
Yeah.
He belongs in the NFL as a coordinator.
He's an NFL coach. Yeah.
Or as a head coach, whether on the NFL
college.
or the college level.
Interesting.
He's had success in both, but going to Alabama as a coordinator,
Yeah.
there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to him.
And the way that Nick Saban likes to orchestrate his offense, he likes to be able to control the line of scrimmage, play hard, solid defense, but also be able to run the football as well. And I think when you got somebody like Bryce Young, you're a little bit spoiled.
See, I was going to bring that point up. I think Bryce Young and what's my man on defense? Like him,
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, all world.
Yeah.
I think they depended on those guys too much. They were so comfortable, so they're going to pull us out. We're going to make a play. And I think everybody wanted to do it. Huh?
Which they did.
They did, but it kind of caught up with us a little bit. I think they depended on those
The
those
Tennessee
guys.
game kind of exploded.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That was not Alabama football. And so you got to go back to the drawing board. And I don't know, when's the last time we've known a top Nick Saban defensive coordinator or even offensive coordinator that did not get coveted or get coveted for a job?
No, you're
head
right.
coaching job.
You're right.
Nobody reached out to Pete Golden.
When most people leave there, they go to a head coaching job.
And
That's
not
what
only
it is.
that,
yeah,
how often does Nick Saban say, appreciate you, thank you for your time, but I'm good.
Yeah.
Go on to somewhere else.
right.
He went, it's not even a lateral move. He took a step down to go to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So Nick Saban was done with Pete Golden. You see what I'm saying? And now you go and you bring back someone that's from your cloth, Kevin Steele.
Yep.
You say, I need
Defense.
to get my defense back.
Yeah.
We may not necessarily be the greatest, but we're going to play the way that I want to play, which is hard. We're going to make people quit. And you're starting to hear the players echo those same
Come on
sentiments.
now. Come on now.
We had Tyler Booker. He had we had a video from a press conference he did yesterday. He said, our goal is to make people quit. We want to run the football, and we're going to get back to the standard.
Our goal is to make people quit. Good God.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's that banner. That's that. That's the standard we got down there. A-Town.
Sitting on go, waiting on ready. We sitting on go. We wish you would say ready. Sitting on it.
So I mean, it's all you never know what's going to happen when the season starts or whatnot. But I think the fans, if they they feel like if Alabama finds the quarterback, whether it's Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, or Tyler Buckner, if they find out who it is, everything else will fall in place.
Who you got leading the race on that?
Yeah.
I have Jalen Milroe leading right now
because of last year being in the system and then playing.
being in the system,
Yeah.
but also
Why does he look so stiff all the time?
he's swole, man. You know,
God, he just looks so stiff, man.
Like you play linebacker.
Yeah.
Right, he,
Yeah.
he just looks like he's so stiff and mechanical.
Well, think about this. If y'all remember 2015 Jake Coker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake Coker won the team. He wasn't the greatest quarterback.
He won the team though.
That's
Yeah.
that's what
And Milroe's
this
doing
team-
that now.
Well, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
And I think the players want to follow him and play for him.
Okay.
So it's really his to lose, in my opinion.
Okay.
Ty Simpson is clicking at his heels. Don't get me wrong. He's very talented. They got the Notre Dame transfer,
smooth.
Tyler
He's
Buchner.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Tyler Buchner's like a lighter version of Jalen Milroe. Very athletic, big, strong. But they're very similar. They're both really good with the read option. But Jalen Milroe, he's so dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen an Alabama quarterback like that ever.
But
I
see
mean-
now, you're making me. I'm starting to lean that way because if we really want to pound him on the head,
Yeah.
he's the right guy for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's the right guy for it. Because that read option with him,
Yeah.
Definitely.
yeah, we can make it.
And look
But
at
you know
offensive
what?
line, too.
You know what, man?
Yeah.
Whew, I wish we had more time.
No, baby, we got to get you back going. Often just to give us an update on Alabama because